Assetto Corsa has a very vast selection of very unique mods. I installed 3 of these unique vehicle mods and decided to test each of them individually in races. For each race we're going to be on the Highlands Short Circuit, which is pretty much a go-kart track. It's a super quick lap on open corners and cobblestone straights, which might be a little bit tricky, but hopefully with one of these weird cars we can go for a race win. For our first selection we're going with the Kart 125 Shifter, a 41 brake horsepower go-kart. Alright, so for each of these races we're starting at the very back of the grid and you're going to try to work up throughout the entire field to get a first place finish or a podium. So 5 red lights are on, and we are racing at the Highlands Short Circuit, and this thing is so fast off the line. Oh my god. This is the highest horsepower selection of all the other go-karts. 41 horsepower is the most compared to the rest of them, so this is going to be interesting. It's a little bit difficult to drive on the cobblestone. This go-kart isn't really made for the cobblestone track. Around the outside of these 2 guys right here, and already making pretty good progress up the field, up the inside right here. A little bump on the track right there makes it a little bit tricky. I gotta just make sure I'm keeping the traction kind of even on all 4 wheels here. Side by side with this guy on the left now. I'm going to try to tuck into the slipstream, maybe get a little bit of a toe. This go-kart is super grippy, so I'm just going to send it through this corner. No lifting, no braking, try to sneak up the inside, super close to that car on the outside right there. And luckily we get through with no issue. We're making actually really good progress up the field right now. We'll see an updated leaderboard once we get around this lap. Alright, so you can see on the bottom right here, we're up into 12th place, so we made up half the grid in 1 lap. This cobblestone section is super sketchy. There's really just bouncing around left and right. You're going to try to outbrake this guy around the outside, skidding to the left, overcorrecting right there with the steering wheel. Luckily, we make that overtake work. Close the door on him last second, and actually flying past this guy too, so definitely doing pretty well. I don't know how well this is going to come across in the recording, but I feel like I'm absolutely flying right now. This thing is a rocket ship. Switching to the inside, going to do the same thing as last time. Full throttle, stick it through the corner, up the inside. Now swinging out wide, and there was no problem whatsoever. Onto this cobblestone section and completing yet another lap. In 9th position now on lap 3 of 6, so there's definitely a little bit more work to be done. This cobblestone is really sketchy. It just feels like there's no grip. We're just bouncing around all over the place. Late braking into this corner, around the outside of that guy, around the outside of another cart as well. Hopefully we can get this move to stick. It looks like he gets a better run through there. Gonna maybe try to stick it up the middle of these 2 in a second here. Getting really close to the walls on the on this run into this corner right here. Late braking here, and luckily we get past those guys as well. So 3 positions already on the lap 3, so that should put us in 6th place. This go-kart is really not made for the cobblestone. The tires are so small, they're on slicks, so it's a little tough to get the proper amount of grip on the cobblestone, but we're doing our best. It looks like the rest of the field pretty much is right in front of us, so hopefully we can go for an overtake, maybe around the outside right here, really close. He kind of swerves into our line right there. Luckily we avoid that collision. Looks like we can maybe go around the outside into the final corner on this blue and white cart right here. Not enough speed. I had to lift through that last corner. On our second to last lap right now, looks like we can maybe go for some late braking into this corner. That guy takes a big curve and he slams into the wall. That was tough. But yeah, so that's 1 guy down. So that brings us up a place. We should be in around 4th position right now. Going to try to go for a move up the inside on this blue and white cart. We've been kind of battling with this guy for a long time, side by side, a little bit of contact, and this guy's proving to be a little bit tough to get past. Into this high-speed corner right now, we're going to try to go up the inside, up to brake at the very last second. I cannot get past this guy. He was just kind of on our line right there. Maybe we can close the door, and we're still side by side onto the cobblestone section. Final corner of the lap now, and we're on the straight heading into the final lap of the race. I think right here, I'm on the outside on brake a little bit early and try to get the switchback on this guy. He flies into the corner, switching across the track. It ends up being an outside overtake, so that was a little bit interesting, but late braking as much as we can into this corner, taking some curb, a little bit sketchy, and he gets past us yet again, so we're really battling a lot with this guy. It looks like that might have been a job done right there. We get past him successfully, so that unfortunately kind of lost us a lot of time. Nearing the end of the lap now, I don't really think we're going to be able to get past any of these guys, so we should be in 4th place. It says we're in 3rd, but there's 3 cars in front of us, so I'm not really sure what's going on, but really close to the inside wall right there, and that is race done and a 3rd place finish, which is not too bad. Our next modded vehicle is the Honda Racing Mower with 109 brake horsepower, so hopefully this thing is drivable. Alright, on the start line in the Honda Racing Mower, this looks a little bit ridiculous. with all these other lawnmowers on the track. But 5 red lights are on, and we are racing again, starting from the very back of the grid. A lot of wheel spin. Off for attempt number 2. Hopefully we don't have that same wheel spin problem. Last 2 attempts were a little bit ridiculous. Finally making it into the first corner, up the inside of that blue mower. A little bit of contact with that red one, and now stuck on the black. Alright, so we're going to take this one a little bit slower this time around. 5 red lights are coming on, and we're going to be very cautious off the start right here. Revving to full RPMs and immediately dropping those RPMs to about halfway up the gauge. And now we have a very straight start, which is what I wanted. Finally breaking into the first corner. Hopefully we can get around here with no issue. Again, contact with that red mower, and luckily this time we don't end up in the wall. But yeah, so if you can't tell, this thing is pretty hard to drive. It's a little power hungry on those rear wheels right there, but we're making pretty good progress right now. Just kind of cutting up the field, really close to that green mower on the outside right there, but I just can't put the power down. You cannot go full throttle. Really sketchy. You can see, I don't really know how well this is going to come across, but it's hard to just put the power down. This high-speed corner is a little sketchy behind this mower on the left. Looks like we go up the inside of him. He braked a little early. Very, very hard to brake and put the power down in this car. It feels like this thing is just on ice cubes, like the rear wheels are on a sheet of plastic or something that's just on the road. It's just, you can't put the power down. You instantly, no matter what gear you're in, you just wheel spin right away. But braking into this corner, up the inside of that lawnmower, this is still ridiculous to be racing a bunch of lawnmowers, but looks like we can probably get this guy on the straight. He's a little bit sketchy to put the power down. Still gonna try to close the door into this corner, and that's yet another overtake. I just cannot get used to driving this mower. It's so hard. But braking now, getting really close to that guy in front. Hopefully we can maybe get him around the next corner. Prime overtaking opportunity right here. Gonna try to go up the inside. He brakes around the outside, and luckily we get past him. And it looks like he might go for sort of a dive bomb. Gonna try to close the door up the inside of this yellow mower right here. Still struggling for traction on corner exit, and I just can't get past him. The wheels are just, there's too much wheel spin. I can't get past this guy. Up the inside now through the high-speed section. High speed. It's kind of rounding the final corner of the lap in just a second here. The cobblestones are really tricky to just get the power down. Just as I'm saying that, sliding into the wall. Huge mistake. I was in 4th place. I made my way up to 4th, hit again by that yellow mower, and that was really bad. It's all right. Okay, we're gonna have a lot of work to do. It's comeback time. Ducking behind this guy in front, and hopefully we can get him late braking into this upcoming corner. I think we should be able to. Really late braking here, really sending it into this section. I hope I can make this corner without sliding out, and we get really close, almost side by side with this green mower on the right. We fly past him on the straight and into this high-speed section. Hopefully we can get close to this guy in front now. Kept the throttle pinned as much as I could around the outside, sliding on the overtake, and luckily we get past. Last lap now, baby. In 2nd place now. I really want this win. I can just barely see 1st place round that corner, sending it as hard as I can, which is not that easy, but this guy's really far. If he's a little slow to these last corners, I might have a chance right here at 1st place. Really gonna lock in right now. I hope he makes a mistake on the cobblestone. It's really close to another mistake for us, but it looks like, unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to hit that 1st place finish. 2nd place in the mower. Next up, we have this 25 horsepower box, which is good, I think. Alright, parked up on the grid right now, yet again, starting from last place. The lights are coming on. Luckily, I have a snack in case I get hungry during this race, but 5 red lights are on, and we are racing for the final time at the Highland Short Circuit. Pretty good start off the line, luckily not having to deal with the same amount of wheel spin as the mower, but yeah, into corner number 1 now, on lap number 1. Kind of navigating my way through all these small box trucks. It's a little bit slower. This car's a little bit slower than I anticipated, to be honest. Making pretty good progress on lap 1 right here. It's only 5 laps this race, because I think it's just going to take a little bit longer to reach that final lap, given you know, the speed of this car. But around the outside of that orange competitor, and now up past this yellow one. Throttle pinned to the floor, looking for a very courageous, brave overtake right here. Looks like a little bit of contact right there. This is exhilarating racing. Behind these 2 cars in front now, it looks like I'm gonna have to go for yet another daring overtake. Gonna go between the 2 cars This is absolutely insane. That's overtake of the year right there for any category of motorsport in the world, I think. That was phenomenal. We got this blue car coming up on our right, a little bit of contact right there, and he's a little shaky after that major incident. Luckily, he's able to keep going, but rounding the final corner yet again. Looking for a very daring, bold overtake up the inside, late braking, and really a little bit of contact right there. Really, wow. Lining up an inside overtake on this purple car in front. It looks like we get that move done, no problem whatsoever. This is very good. We're very good. It looks like maybe another overtake, but no, too slow. Side by side into this corner. Gonna go for the switchback here, keeping the speed through the corner. That was very good. Looks like a sketchy place for an overtake right here. Maybe going up the middle of these two. Second time in this race, splitting the two cars in front. A little bit of contact with that white car behind. Luckily, we make it through, and we're still side by side with this yellow car on the right. And just on the straight now, drag racing. Nearing the end of the race right now in third position, so definitely doing a pretty good job this time around. This guy's going to go for the inside, makes contact with the wall. I don't really know what he's doing, but that's a free overtake for us. So second place. This is the moment we've been waiting for. I'm feeling an overtake very shortly right here. It looks like we can maybe get enough overspeed on this guy on the straight. Just carry the speed to the last corner, side by side on the main straight, onto the final lap. And this is going to be pretty easy pickings into this corner. I think he late brakes just beyond us. We're going to have to wait till another corner to try to pass this guy. Getting real close right here. It looks like maybe this is our chance. Really, really close. No contact there, luckily. But this is very brave racing from me right here. Looks like we can go for a move up the inside. Going to try to brake just a little bit earlier, I guess, than that black car. He makes contact with the wall, swerves onto our line. Luckily, we avoid that major incident. Heading towards that quote-unquote high-speed section of the lap. Maybe we can go for a move up the inside right here. This guy's done a really good job of keeping us at bay, but I think right now we're going to be set free. That's officially a first place pass right there on the final lap. It looks like he's going for a move up the inside. He makes a little bit of contact with us, and that's race over for that guy. So it looks like a first place finish in the baguette box truck thing is, yeah, it's ours. So nice. Very good job. Very good.